Alright, welcome back everyone. We are going into a match from round 1 of the winner's bracket of the Nebraska Esports StarCraft 2 Open, which will be Davizinho versus WP. And so thanks for watching. And so we're going to go straight into this right now. And as we do so, I'm going to remember to hit play. Remember to do so. And by the way, this is Aqua Yeti. And welcome back, and we're going to be going into this game featuring Davizinho versus WP from round 1 of the Nebraska Esports StarCraft 2 Open that took place in November. And like I said, this is round 1, and so the winner of this match will continue on through the winner's bracket to face their next opponent, and the loser. This was double elim, so they go down to the loser's bracket and they get to continue and fight on from there. So right away we're going into a ZVZ with Davizinho versus WP, and as we're waiting for things to kind of start up here, I would like to give a big shout out to our sponsors for the event, which were Quick Tech Computers. Great guys to work with. They provided the machines on which we ran the event. They do custom builds for gaming rigs or whatever else you'd be interested in custom building for. They can do it at a very affordable price, so definitely check them out at quicktech.net. That's tech with a Q, by the way. And then also Da Vinci's Pizza, Greenfield's Pancake House, Champions Fun Center. Big shout out to all those guys for sponsoring us for the event. They've been great to work with, so definitely check them out. Support them for supporting esports in Nebraska and the Midwest. So then you're back to the game. We do have Davizinho going for a gas pool, or a gas first, and probably then a pool sort of opener. Looks like WP also doing something very similar. That's something that we see very often in ZVZ. Just because it is very risky if you do go for a hatch first sort of build, because you're so vulnerable for such a long time in that early game. And as many of you know, ZVZ is very volatile in the early game with bling openers and all sorts of aggression that can come from a Zerg opponent in any matchup, but particularly in this matchup just because blings are so good against lings and workers. So I wouldn't be surprised to see either player do that in this matchup. Now, this is the MLG version of Antigua Shipyard, which means that the players will spawn, are forced to spawn in cross positions. It doesn't look like WP was necessarily aware of that, so he did check out the other positions, but what that means is that the rush distances are going to be pretty long on this map, and so that ling bling style basically has to be executed very well with that first set of blings and lings that go in, because the reinforcements are going to take a long time to get there, especially if you cut speed to do it. Does not look like that's what is going to be going on here, at least from Davizinho, as he does have speed started. Interestingly enough, though, WP does not, and he does have quite a bit of gas saved up. Have not seen a Baneling Nest go down yet, which is kind of puzzling. Baneling Nest going down for Davizinho actually first. So I'm kind of curious to see what WP is going to end up doing with all of this gas that he has stockpiled. He hasn't expanded either, and he does have the money to do so. Looks like Davizinho is going to move out here with his first 6 lings, chase off the scouting scouting drone, and then these lings probably will be turned into banelings to go into WP's base and do some economic damage. Now it does look like WP has started his speed, but it is going to be exceptionally late here, and he does not have like a second queen, no roach warren yet, not even really that many lings to deal with this. WP does see these banelings being morphed, so he should be able to respond here, but I feel like at this point he's already cut enough corners that he's kind of in a bad position. He's going to throw down these 2 spine crawlers right away, throwing down a Baneling Nest of his own. 1 ling going in just to see what's up here for Davizinho, and he's then going to see not much in the way of defenses. Sees the spines going up, knows he has to go for it right now. Banelings are going to go straight for the mineral line. These lings have to try to pick off as many as they can, but they're going to get into the mineral line. The workers are running off, all getting bunched up right now. Can they connect? Oh, the workers are kind of running them around. Oh, good connect right there. Loses several workers to banelings right there. The rest still dancing around, trying to stay away from all these banelings. And the workers, are they going to get away? One more hit will kill several of them, but it looks like most of them do manage to get away. So handled pretty well for WP there. A couple more Lings do get in. They do manage to kill the queen. Then they're going to pull back and turn into Banelings again. These 3 Banelings are going to be kind of hard pressed to really connect with the spines there. It looks like WP is kind of overreacting now, putting down 2 more spine crawlers instead of getting more workers and Lings out. These Lings are going to try to take out these Banelings if they can. Do manage to keep them from killing any workers. Lots of Lings though coming down to reinforce, and I like this decision from Davizinho as he goes to take his expansion. He wants to keep WP kind of hold up in his base and make him feel like he can't really move out, and force him to continue to overcommit to defense here while he secures an expansion of his own. Well, Davizinho secures an expansion, I should say. So he's going to make a few more Banelings here to put on even more pressure. Probably going to go straight to the mineral line again with these Banelings. Are they going to be able to do the damage that he wants? No, the Lings are kind of in the way. The workers being forced to run out again. A big connect right there, killing several workers. And as you can see, if I can remember the button there, yeah, worker counts very disproportionate right now. A couple defensive Banelings out right now for WP. Is going to be able to chase off all these Lings, but at this point he is pretty far behind, 19 to 10 in workers, and even more importantly, this expansion just finishing up right now for Davizinho. So you know, from here on I don't really know what WP can do to stay in this. He's going to have to do something fairly risky and aggressive, or try some kind of tech Hail Mary to try to keep him in this game. Yeah, we do see Davizinho switching right now to roaches, which is going to make it even more important for WP to either be super aggressive or do something like mutas. But it looks like he's going to throw down a roach warren of his own, and I don't think I really approve of that idea. He's got to know that he's pretty far behind at this point. He sees the expansion is done, so he's got to know he's pretty far behind in economy, and even going to lose that overlord to this queen that just popped out. So I don't know if trying to, you know, match your opponent in roaches is really the solution here, but we'll see if he can pull it off. In the meantime, Davizinho continuing to, you know, get his base saturated, making his first few roaches right now, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him mass up a good number of those, and yeah, and probably start speed or something like that before he pushes out and go for some kind of roach timing attack. Now we do have a few Banelings here on defense, but those are not going to be very good against roaches for WP, and so those Banelings are basically a sunk cost at this point. He needs to figure out something to do with those to get any real use out of them. If Davizinho does go you know, Lings to support his roaches, they might pull their weight there, but the likelihood of that is actually pretty low in this matchup. We do see the evolution chamber going down now for Davizinho, which means he's probably thinking of doing a +1 timing with these roaches, and as you may know, the +1 attack on roaches does make them kill Zerglings in 2 shots instead of 3, so that really forces the issue even more for WP, and I think his window to get back into this is quickly closing. Losing a second queen there to the active Lings of Davizinho. We're going to get in here and they're going to pick off a couple more workers, just be annoying, get a little bit of intel, and so you know, those extra worker kills are adding insult to injury here as Davizinho continues to be about 10 workers ahead, but even more importantly, if you look at the units station, several roaches ahead at this point, and that's just going to get worse and worse as time goes on. So yeah, I don't really know how WP is going to pull this off, if he's going to be able to. So we're just going to have to kind of wait and see, I guess. Davizinho being very patient right now. Going to probably wait for that speed and +1 to be done, or almost done, before he pushes out. But even as I say that, it looks like he's just going to go for it right now. I guess +1 will be getting close-ish to done by the time he reaches his opponent's base. We do see Infestation Pit down for WP. Don't think those infestors are going to get out in time. He doesn't even have any in production, and the problem right now is that because he's behind in economy, he can't really afford those infestors. He hasn't been able to get that gas that he needs to support it. Now, he should be aware of this huge roach force that is coming on his doorstep right now. Speed has just finished for Davizinho. Looks like +1 attack, not quite, but he's just going to go for it anyway. Those banelings do connect to the roaches in the front. The splash does a substantial amount of damage, but there's just not enough of them. He's going to try to micro these roaches as best as he can, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a GG right here. Workers getting into the fray. They're not going to be able to do very much to this army. A couple more lings and blings jumping in here, but just so many roaches, and there's the GG. And so Davizinho does take the first game, and will go up 1-0 in this series. We'll be back in a moment with Game 2, and we'll see if Davizinho can close it out or if WP can make a comeback. So thanks for watching.